Welcome to This Restored Heart, the show dedicated to helping you heal, rebuild, and thrive after divorcing a narcissist. I'm your host, Coree Sullivan, and each week I'll be sharing practical tips, expert insights, and powerful stories to support you on your journey to freedom and empowerment. I'm here to guide you through the challenges of moving forward in each and every single episode. We will talk about actionable advice, sharing inspiring stories, and explore the tools you need to rebuild your life on your terms. Whether you're seeking clarity, strength, or a fresh start, this podcast can be your companion on the road to your recovery. Together, we'll turn pain into power and help you create the life you were meant to live. Once we've gotten through our divorce, we're trying to look at our lives and figure out how we're going to move forward, right? And we don't want to just merely survive. We want to thrive. My name is Coree Sullivan, founder of This Restored Heart. I want to welcome you to my podcast entitled This Restored Heart, because that's really what I want for you, is I want your heart restored. Today, we're going to talk about not merely surviving after a divorce, but moving into a life where we thrive, where we grow, where we really and truly enjoy our life. First of all, I want to encourage you to really and truly go through the grieving process of losing your marriage and your divorce, because it is a grieving process that we go through. You know, we grieve the loss of the dreams that we had for our future. We grieve the loss of what we dreamed that our marriage would be like when we first got married. We grieve, a lot of times the loss of friends that end up going away as we go through our divorce. And we just grieve the loss of who we were in that marriage and who we thought we would become in that marriage. So with that thought in mind, I want to encourage you first and foremost to really and truly take a look at you and how you treat yourself. How do you talk to yourself? And more importantly, I want you to take responsibility for yourself and your future. And part of your self-talk is very important in that. I want you to really and truly examine, because we all do this, I know I do this, have our conversations in our head, right? About, if this would have happened, I could, maybe we wouldn't have gotten divorced, or if I would have done this, or I should have done this, or I could have done this. You can't woulda, shoulda, coulda yourself, ever, in anything. Take responsibility for the things that you feel maybe you could have done better, and do some of those things for yourself. Also, treat yourself well. Treat yourself to things that you would have enjoyed doing in your marriage. One of the things I really enjoyed doing was hiking. And my former spouse did not enjoy hiking. He enjoyed going to a lot of different things and being in outdoor settings and things, but not necessarily hiking. So that was one of the things I enjoyed doing afterwards. And there's a lot of things that we can do for ourselves that really don't take a lot of money. Take a bubble bath. Take some time to just breathe. Men, I encourage you to, go to the gym or go hiking or get involved in some type of men's group at your church. And women, I encourage you to get into some type of a women's group at your church as well, because having that community is going to help you be able to move forward as well. Then we need to develop a forward-thinking mind. We need to have a new mindset. We have a new life, and a new life that thrives requires a new mindset, right? So I'm going to encourage you to sit down with a piece of paper and think about what you would like to see in your new life on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and then on an annual basis. So maybe your daily things is, I want to take 10 minutes for myself. If you have children, that's really a big challenge, is to take 10 minutes for yourself. But I want you to do that. You need that time to breathe. You need that time to evaluate what is going on in your life, or what happened that day, or what happened maybe the day before, and you don't want it to happen the next day. I want you to be intentional about this time. I want you, on a weekly basis, maybe you incorporate, a walk in the park, or like I said, a hike, or an outing to a free outdoor concert, or, incorporate maybe having lunch with your girlfriends, or for guys, your guy friends, and, or maybe going to a movie with a girlfriend. Just, doing those types of things that give you some time and perspective away from your regular routine. And your routine maybe needs to change as well. Maybe, I know for me, I'm more of a night person, so I find it very easy to stay up late till midnight. But I find it very difficult as a result of that to get up way early in the morning. But maybe your day would be better for you, and your routine would be better if you did get up earlier in the morning. Have your quiet time with the Lord, time to exercise, time to really partner with Father God for what it is He has for you that day. Take that time to set the pace for your day. I've come to do that, where I don't stay up till midnight. I try to get to bed and asleep by 11 so that I can get up by 7 or 7:30 and really and truly look forward to my day. And so I encourage you to figure out what that looks like for you, and what you need to be intentional about in changing, so that you can make that happen. Okay? If you're looking towards something for your future, maybe in your career, maybe you need some new skills. And so maybe you need to take some classes. Or you've had some hobbies that kind of went by the wayside in your marriage, or you saw people doing in your marriage and you wanted to try them out, but you just didn't have the space to do that, number one. Or maybe, if you were in a narcissistic situation, your former spouse controlled you so much that you couldn't do those things. I'm going to tell you a quick story about a girlfriend of mine that really, really wanted to start, she wanted to become a travel agent because she wanted to travel as well. And she felt the least expensive way to do that was to be a travel agent, because there are certain packages that travel agents get to take advantage of, cutting down the cost of traveling for her. And another person. And so once her divorce was final, she went to work for a travel agency, and also took some classes in learning some different languages. And she wanted to learn Spanish, and so she chose to learn, just conversational Spanish, where she could travel and actually speak the language when she went to Spanish-speaking countries and things like that. And today she owns her own agency. Yep, in Arizona. And so it's just, there's so many things that you can do. So don't limit yourself to what has happened in your past, or what, even your own self-talk needs to be encouraging yourself to do those things. Maybe you see somebody learning to kayak. Do it. You don't need to own a kayak to kayak. You can rent a kayak, and or borrow one from a friend, and get out there on the water. Maybe one of the things that you love to do is working with children. Get involved initially at church in the children's ministry, and maybe be in charge of one of the Sunday schools rooms, where little children are, and see if that's really a fit for you. There's so many things out there. The world really is your oyster at this point. So look at it as your oyster, wide open, not the one that's closed and still developing the pearl, because it's wide open, and you are the pearl. that was developed in there. Look at it that way. And then write down those things. We make all kinds of plans, and I will be the very first to say, I hate writing those things down. I don't want to take that time. I've got other things to do. But if you write it down, put it on your mirror in the bathroom or in your car, on the visor or on your screen, make it part of your screensaver on your phone, you will start to develop, and your mind will be opening up to things that will help you do that. It's amazing how that works. And it really does truly work. I firsthand experience. So, and then I want you to develop a system to hold yourself accountable. Whether that's you sitting down and doing little check marks, I did these things. I wanted to do these things. I did them. Write it in your journal. Your journal is a great way to hold yourself accountable, because that's just between you and Father God and how you're moving forward. You write it down, and you just really develop the how does it make you feel that you've accomplished this? How would it make you feel if you did accomplish this? All of those things, you can write those things down, and they don't have to be legible for anybody else as long as you can read them. That's all that matters. And, but do that. And then, or if you need a friend or a coach to help you be held responsible and accountable for the things that you're wanting to move forward in, do it, because it is so worth it. We in of ourselves can do nothing, but Father God can come alongside us and do all kinds of things. All things are possible through him, right? So the last thing I want to talk about is, do not take your old relationship into new relationships. Take the time, number one, take the time to really and truly leave behind old cycles. You don't want to bring in old debris into your new life, right? And that is old debris. Those hurt, those pains, those wounds, the mean things that somebody said to us, those are all debris from our last relationship. And we don't want to bring it into the new relationship, because it'll wreck our new relationships. Whether they're friendships or a dating relationship, I'm encouraging you from firsthand experience, do not jump back into a dating relationship, because then you won't take the time, because you'll think that this is the thing that's going to make me be okay. I promise you, it is not the thing that's going to make you be okay. I tried it. It doesn't work. I tried it multiple times. It did not work until I did the work of going through my pain and wounds and getting rid of the debris. And I'm happy to help you with that, because I do have an amazing system that works in really and truly leaving that pain and all those wounds behind. So reach out to me at the email address at the end of this podcast, and I'll send you a calendar. We'll talk about it. I have a free consultation. It's no problem. But I most importantly want you to be able to move forward free of the debris from your past. Okay? Then also through that, you'll break old cycles. You'll break old thought patterns. You'll develop new mindsets. And you'll be intentional in your healing process. You'll take responsibility for your healing process that way. And really, I always ask the Lord every year, what word in January, at the beginning of the year, what is my word for this year? And my word has been intentional joy, intentional healing, intentional moving into a different area, mindset, intentional new mindset. For probably the last 4 or 5 years, it's been intentional something. This year, it was just intentionality. I need to develop intentionality in every area of my life. And so I've really been working on that, even as I went through the chemo. So become, and the most important thing is become, because through that intentionality, you're going to become the person that you want to be in relationship with. Like attracts like, right? So if we're tired and grumpy and complaining, we're going to attract people who are tired and grumpy and complaining. If we are still trapped in, oh, I wish if he would have done this, we would have been able to stay married. Or if she would have done this, we would have been able to stay married. No, do not attract that. Do not let that be in your new life. Heal from that so that you can have healthy mindsets. Okay, Lord, what do you have for me today? One of the things that I've learned recently is, what is my role in your story, Father God, every single morning? And then what is my role in your story for today? What is my role in your story for this week? What is it that you want me to do? Because he has a plan for your life. Jeremiah, I know I keep saying this, but it's the truth. Jeremiah 29:11 is my mantra. For the Lord has plans for good for my life, not for harm, not to, he has plans to prosper me and to bring hope in a future. I know that's not exactly how it goes, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And that's what I look forward to each and every day as I plan my day, as I plan my week, as I plan my month. If we don't make a plan, we're kind of like a boat out in the bay or on a lake with no oars and no motor, and we're just having to go wherever the waves take us, right? So put some oars or motor on your boat and get moving. That's what I'm telling you right now. Do it, because then you will go from merely surviving to thriving. The last thing I want to leave with you today is, you can't be a good friend to others if you're not a good friend to yourself. So be a good friend to yourself first and foremost. Do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. Give yourself the space to grieve and to move forward from that grieving place into not surviving, but thriving. Building a plan for your future. Partnering with Father God to do that. And then to basically develop a mindset, a prosperous and forward-thinking mindset. And then thirdly, to not take all the debris and all the pain and everything from old relationships into new relationships. Develop the you that you want to bring into your life in friendships, in dating relationships, and that will serve you well. And I know that you will go from surviving to thriving. Email me at Coree at CoreeSullivan.com, COREE at CoreeSullivan.com. And let's talk about your future, how to put that plan together. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will serve you well in your future. I really hope I get to hear from you. So, bye for now. Have a blessed day.